What's going on, guys? Messi here and welcome to a brand new video. Welcome to your daily dose of transfer gossip. And today it is going to be Thursday the 30th of January. We have confirmed deals to go through as well as the rumours. So just before we get started, if you could do that good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new, and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. Yes, this episode will be down below in the description box, and current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time will be a new transfer update. And finally, in the comment section below, I'm not sure if I've already asked this or not, but with Future Stars starting on Friday, who are you hoping gets a card on FIFA? So first up today, we have got Aston Villa striker Scott Hogan. He has joined their rivals Birmingham City in the Championship on loan for the rest of the season, and I don't believe there is an option to buy. And I also want to point out very briefly, I forgot to mention that, of course, with this being the last couple of days of the transfer window, things are going to be happening very, very quickly. So if I've missed it in the episode, it will feature the day after, or if things change, I can't really do too much about that. And the best example is the Bruno Fernandes story yesterday. At the very start of the day, he was set to join Barcelona, and towards the very end of the day, he was then set to go to Manchester United, and that is pretty much confirmed now. But anyway, back onto the confirmed deals, and Callum Robinson has joined West Brom from Sheffield United, and again, a loan deal until the end of the campaign. Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia have signed former Swansea and Man City striker Wilfred Boney on a free transfer. I'm not sure how long his contract is at his new club, but that's after leaving Swansea City in the summer. Gabriel Bushilia has joined Internacional in the Brazilian league from AS Monaco. It's an undisclosed fee and he signed a 3.5-year contract. Tottenham have fully announced the signing of Steven Bergwijn from PSV, and it's a fee of £27 million on a contract until 2025. My guess is that he will be able to make his Premier League debut very shortly, because I imagine that he submitted the right documents and stuff, and he could be featuring again very soon. A transfer that I forgot to mention yesterday is Matteo Politano. His move to Napoli has been fully announced now from Inter Milan, and it's an 18-month loan deal with the obligation to buy. Some sites are saying €19 million as a fee, others saying as high as €25 million. And for what will happen to his milestone card on FIFA 20, I'm honestly not too sure. We don't know when they're going to upgrade, but my guess is that when they do upgrade, he will then transfer to Napoli. PSV's Gaston Pereiro is on the verge of sealing a move to Cagliari, according to Goal.com. The attacking midfielder will sign a contract until 2024, with a Serie A outfit set to fork out €3 million for his services. Sevilla and AC Milan have reached an agreement for the transfer of Suso. The deal now is subject to the player passing his medical and fully agreeing personal terms, and that story is from Gianluca Damasio and Sky Italia. Flamengo have announced the sale of Pablo Mari to Arsenal. The deal will be an initial loan deal with the option to buy, and that's thought to be around £7 million. And this transfer at one point was looking very unlikely because he flew to London to meet with Arsenal, but there were reports saying he'd flown back to Brazil without agreeing a contract or agreeing a fee with the club. Daniel Podence is in the Midlands today to complete his medical with Wolves. He's joining from Olympiacos for around £20 million according to BBC Sport, and just like most transfers, this will be announced by Thursday. Everton have approached Sampdoria over a possible deal for Ronaldo Vieira, that's according to Football Insider. The 21-year-old is on the market for around £14 million, with the Toffees eager to negotiate a deal before the window closes. And for Leeds United fans, you will obviously recognise him as he left Ellen Road just a couple of years ago. PSG have rejected a second offer from Atletico Madrid for Edinson Cavani, and the offer is apparently around €15 million. And because they have rejected it, L'Equipe are saying that Atletico, they're now set to explore other targets. But Le Parisien are suggesting that Cavani's move to Atletico will be done this month, and PSG are now looking to bring in Fernando Llorente from Napoli as a potential replacement. It looked like Llorente would be going to Inter Milan as part of the Politano deal, but that broke down and now could be heading to the capital of France. Valencia striker Maxi Gomez is on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's shortlist, and he's wanted as part of the 2020-2021 project at Manchester United, and that story comes from Cadena SER. This isn't the first time he's been linked to a Premier League move though, because I think about 18 months or so ago he was linked to West Ham United. And next up, Fabrizio Romano is saying Hertha Berlin have started talks with AC Milan that's to sign Christoph Piontek on a permanent deal. The German club are now looking to agree personal terms with the striker, but Tottenham are still in the race to sign him. But for AC Milan, they want to sell him on a permanent basis, and Spurs are only offering a loan. And Sky Italy do say that Milan have rejected an offer from Hertha Berlin for Christoph Piontek, so that one could go down to deadline day. Gianluca Di Marzio reported that Tottenham are in talks with Olivier Giroud and they're offering him a 1.5-year contract. They want to get the deal over the line before the window closes, though Chelsea aren't really fully convinced about selling him to a rival. And as for the Inter Milan interest, they're not really convinced right now that signing a striker this month is a good idea, and because of that have asked Giroud to wait for a move until the summer transfer window, or around June 2020. And from Giroud's perspective, it's somewhat out of the question, because he needs as much playing time as possible in the next 6 months to guarantee or secure himself a place at Euro 2020. Alessandro Florenzi has agreed to join Valencia this month. It will be an initial loan deal until the summer transfer window, and it includes an obligation to buy at the end of the season for €17 million. And that story is from Calciomercato, Fabrizio Romano. A lot of various different outlets are suggesting this. And for FIFA Ultimate Team squads, it could potentially provide a very good card to La Liga teams, because if he gets a flashback or a moments card, it'd be very usable. Bild in Germany are saying that Erling Haaland has a €75 million buyout clause in his Borussia Dortmund contract. The clause they will not apply during the summer transfer window, but the Norwegian could leave Dortmund if that fee is met this time next year. And obviously Dortmund want to keep him as long as possible because his start so far, 5 goals in less than 60 Bundesliga minutes, is absolutely mental, and they bought him for around €20 million. So the profit would be massive in a 12-month span, but I think for Dortmund and their project, they'd want to keep him a bit longer than 1 year. The Daily Mail are saying that Emre Can is set to take a pay cut in order to snub the Premier League and secure a move to Borussia Dortmund. And this deal could be up in the air a little bit because it did depend on Paco Alcacer going to Valencia. And if that doesn't happen because Rodrigo could be set to stay at Valencia now, it means Emre Can could be set to stay at Juventus himself. A story I mentioned yesterday is about Gini Wijnaldum and his future at Liverpool. His contract hasn't got a massive amount of time left on it, and David Maddock of the Mirror has said Liverpool will offer Wijnaldum a new contract, but any potential issues will not be over money, instead it'll be over the length of the contract. And because Liverpool do look for sell-on potential with players as they get over a certain age, that could be a bit of an issue with Wijnaldum approaching 30. Sky Germany are reporting that Serie A side Roma are holding initial talks with the entourage of Bayer Leverkusen defender Wendel. Should the 26-year-old not sign a new contract with a Bundesliga club, some exit is very likely, because at that point he'll have just 1 year left on his contract, though a move this month is extremely unlikely. Leroy Sané is having second thoughts about joining Bayern Munich in the summer, according to Bild. Bayern tried to sign the Germany international last summer, and they are reportedly planning on making a renew bid for him at the end of the season. But Sané is now unsure if a move to Bayern is the best option for him, though he still wants to leave Manchester City. And I think they basically point towards the fact that he wanted to go to Bayern this window in January, but that definitely won't be happening now. Manchester United have turned their attention to Ivan Rakitic as they look to strengthen their midfield before the January transfer window closes. ESPN report that Premier League side have inquired about the Barcelona midfielder, who is said to be available for around €20 million or £17 million. However, the two sides are not close to an agreement at this stage, and the Croatia star is said to be reluctant to move his family away from Spain. And now we have got Bruno Fernandes, who was kind of the star of yesterday's episode, linked to Barcelona and then pretty much confirmed to Manchester United. And now we've got a few more details about the transfer, first up from The Guardian. They're saying he's agreed a 4.5-year contract with Manchester United, and it also includes the option of a further year. He'll earn around £70,000 a week plus bonuses. And United are likely to finalise the paperwork for him on Wednesday, which does mean he'll be able to make his debut against Wolves on Saturday. Barcelona have turned their attention to Dusan Tadic as they look to strengthen in attack before the window closes. The Catalan side's attempts to sign Rodrigo from Valencia have fallen apart, and Gianluca Di Marzio claims they are now looking at Ajax star Tadic. Tadic is said to be eager to join Barca and the two sides are in talks. But the Telegraph do say that Ajax will not let such a prominent player leave in the middle of a campaign. And some things to point out is that number one, he signed a 7-year deal in 2019, and as a player until 2023, then a further 3 years till 2026 as a coach. And because he is 31 years old, this opportunity to join a team like Barca is very unlikely to come up again. But by the way, that's not a dig at Ajax, they're one of the biggest teams in the world, but still, Barcelona is like the pinnacle, you could say, of a lot of players' careers. And other outlets are saying it could well be a loan deal for 6 months with no option to buy. Now that could make sense for Ajax not wanting to sell him on a permanent, and it does sort Barca's troubles for at least until the end of the season. But I'm not sure if Ajax would be willing to let a key player go essentially for nothing. And then we have a story from Gianluca Di Marzio again, and he is saying that Napoli forward Dries Mertens has emerged as a transfer target for Chelsea. The Blues could make a move for the 32-year-old before the winter transfer window slams shut on Friday, but they will be in talks during Thursday to see if a deal can happen. His contract is set to expire in the summer, so would be available on a free transfer, and realistically for Chelsea, if Giroud went to Tottenham, it means they could bring Mertens in for about a similar fee. Napoli midfielder Allen is hoping that Everton make a move for him before the transfer deadline. He considers his time in Italy over and he wants to move to the Premier League, and if he was to do so and move to Everton, he'd reunite with former boss Carlo Ancelotti, and that story is from Il Mattino. I know he featured on the previous page, but Manchester United have now confirmed they've reached an agreement with Sporting, that's over the transfer of Bruno Fernandes. The deal is now subject to a medical and the agreement of personal terms, but that's not expected to be an issue. And Sporting have published the full financial details of the deal, so it's all in euros, 55 million for the initial fee, 5 million after a number of appearances, 5 million for Champions League qualification, and 15 million for individual objectives, which apparently includes winning the Premier League, winning the Champions League, and winning the Ballon d'Or, and finally 10% of profit from a future sale. And now we have a kind of mental story and another forward link to Barcelona. So Sky Sports are saying that Everton have turned down an offer of 100 million euros or 85 million pounds from Barca, that's for Brazilian forward Richarlison. We all know that Barca are in the market for a new forward, but for me it doesn't make too much sense spending 100 million euros on Richarlison when you could get Lautaro Martinez for 110. But that, guys, is going to be it for this video. So if you could do that good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new, and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. Yes, this episode will be down below in the description box, and current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time will be a new transfer update. So thank you for watching this video, I'll see you next time.